let me say a special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio, viewing us via GBN TV, those of you via our social media platforms. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Thursday, already getting into the second day of the month of May. Good morning once again to all the viewers and listeners. Let me say good morning to my guests this morning. As you know, on Thursday we do, of course, have various, departments within the RGPF. And this morning we have with us, of course, Sergeant Douglas McLean with us this morning. Sergeant, good morning and welcome. How are you this morning?
Good morning, GT. I am great. I am wonderful. I'm excited. All the positive words that I can really use to express my feelings this morning, because I am here to talk about something exciting.
Well, I could just by the way that you were portraying, I am assuming that there's going to be good stuff today. Anyway, good morning once again, and nice to have you with us this morning, Sergeant McLean. Our conversation this morning will basically based on the activities coming up as it relates to Police Week. All right, and we had the official launch a couple of days ago.
Yes,
Tuesday, in terms of the press conference and so forth, where a lot of information was outlined. This morning, our program is going to be based on sharing more for viewers and listeners this morning in terms of the activities that are going to lead up to Police Week. Police Week 2024. Tell us about some of the significance or the significance of Police Week 2024, if I can ask you this particular. The significance of it in terms of for 2024.
Yes, so as you rightfully said, on Tuesday last gone, we had our media launch.
Yeah.
And our executive members of the Police Week committee, they went to the media, did a nice launch, outlined some of the activities. And what we are going to do going forward is we're going to be engaging several mediums. We're going to be sharing information, because we want members of the public to be a part of the celebration. Notwithstanding the fact that it's called Police Week, we involve members of the community.
Folks may get the impression that Police Week is for police, right?
Police Week. No, it's just not just for police. We want to involve the community, right? We get another opportunity to meet them halfway, to bridge that gap between the police and the public. We have a lot of activities coming up. Usually Police Week, we celebrate it on a yearly basis, but because of COVID-19, we had a sort of lull in the activities. We had a break. So the last Police Week we had was in 2019.
Right. So in terms of there's a lot of making up to do for this particular one.
Well, we have a lot of making up to do, but we're going to do it gradually. Right? So we're not going to jump back into all of the activities that we have. So over the years, we've had a wide array of activities, inclusive of King and Queen show. We've had Food Fest and all these things, but due to the magnitude of these events and the time that we have allotted to plan for them, we would have to leave them for next year.
So we're looking at a bit of a scale-back version this year?
Sort of
a scale-back version. Give me the theme for this year's...
So for this year's Police Week, we are joining with all the other entities in the country, and we're also honoring Grenada's Golden Jubilee.
Great.
So our Police Week theme for this year is Police Week 2024, honoring Grenada's Golden Jubilee, our journey.
All right.
So we are going to be having an array of activities, as I indicated. But as I said, the intention this year, we're going to be staging it under the auspices of our Commissioner of Police, Mr. Don McKenzie.
Yeah.
And we are going to feature a number of activities, sporting activities, educational activities, community engagements, and so on. So we're also going to have them on two different levels. So we have what we call our club systems.
Yes.
So similar to the schools and so on that have the different houses, we also have that in the police force.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to have the competition among the clubs. So we don't call them houses, we call them clubs. So we have Bido, that's yellow, and they're all named after past commissioners of police.
I've kind of gotten the grasp of that.
Yes. So we have Bido's club, and they're the club in yellow. We have James Club, and that is the club in green. We have Ogilvy's, and that is blue. And we have Claxon, that is the club in red.
Okay.
So we have 4 competing clubs. Over the years, what we did as well, we incorporated different security arms in the country. So we invited the prisons, airport security, customs, and so on to partner with us during the Police Week celebrations. However, due to the kind of scale back nature this year, we are not going to incorporate them this this year. However, we're looking to bring them in next year and going forward with a bang.
All right. Once we don't get any development popping in again, as a COVID or anything,
provided that everything remains normal. Providing everything remains normal, right? So we're going to be having it in two structures. So we have the club with the competitions. So the clubs will go against each other. We will have the football, cricket, the sporting activities, and the debates competing among themselves. Among the divisions now, we have different divisions within the island, the Tri-Island State. So we have the Eastern, the Western, we have the Northern District. However, due to the size of the Central Division, we split it in two. So we have Central North and Central South. Okay. So for the divisional activities, we're going to have things like the community engagements. We're going to have a divisional day where you engage different sectors in the society, whether it's the students, the farmers, different parts, everybody coming together, and you have a nice little activity, you do a project and so to impact the community in some way or the other. So we have them in two different arms, right? So what we've had so far, firstly, let me just say that the head or the person who is responsible for chairing the Police Week celebrations this year is Superintendent Issa Pay, right? And he has responsibility for operations within the police force, so he's attached to police headquarters. Right. His deputy is ASP Simon Douglas, and he is the officer in charge of the Community Relations Department. And of course, the overall person in charge is the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Jasmine Prince, and he is the Director of Police Week 2024. And I am your humble servant. I am Woman Sergeant McLean, and I am the person actually running the secretariat for Police Week, the engine of Police Week in essence, right? So my
you being here this morning signifies your role.
Yeah, my work.
All right.
So so far what we've had the launch. Yes. So we wanted to have the launch prior to any of the activities starting, because what we will do, we will have activities leading up to the actual week itself. So Police Week will be celebrated between the 2nd of June to the 8th of June. That's the actual week. Outside or prior to the week, we have activities. So we have, for example, we had the launch Tuesday. We have football coming up, and football would be on the 16th of May, and it would be at Monrouge Playing Field.
All right. And that will be between the various clubs within the force.
Even if it's between the clubs, we are encouraging persons, members of the public, you can come out, join your club, because police have families who are not police.
So if there's a particular grouping out there within the community that has a team that has assembled already, they could participate also. So is there a process for them getting in? Is there a process?
Okay, so we would factor in the community when we're having the actual week. So when we have the actual week, and I'll come to that later on, how the community will come in, right?
Okay.
So for now, the preamble events would be among the competing clubs.
Just to be around the clubs for now. Okay, understand.
Right. So we have the football on the 16th at Monrouge, the 16th of May. We have cricket, hardball cricket, that is, on the 10th of May. We have netball and basketball on the same day, because we're doing it in a round robin, knockout stage. So one day, you knock out, you out, you lose, we move on. And the netball and basketball will be at the newly refurbished Gardens Sporting Complex. Okay, great. Right. Also, we have our sports, and our sports is the highlight of all sports.
Police sports. Always been interesting over the years.
Yes.
Always been interesting over the years.
We could not afford to leave out our police.
Is it one of the highlights of the?
That is one of our major highlights, right? So our sports this year, we're looking to have it at Progress Park.
All right.
On the 30th of May, and that would be our Corpus Christi holiday.
All right.
Right. So we're looking to have a bang at Progress Park. So in addition to our sporting events, we would have the usual 100 meters, these sort of things. But as a police force, we usually have some unique events in our sports. So we call them novelty events. So we have things like the Brenty Thomas obstacle course. Right. That is where the guys would be running up a greasy board and everybody's trying to get over it.
Those are always interesting events you don't see on a normal, normal sporting activity. You don't see these events taking place, but they always those were incorporated in policing, and always interesting to come out and view that.
Yes, we do. We also be having races like Find Your Bearing, where people will be spinning around and you'll be trying to find your bearing to get to the finish line. Is another fun one. We also have the eating competition, we have the tug of war, and all these on our sports day. Added to that, on our sports day, we'll factor in a children's corner or children's village in essence. So we're not going to be leaving out children in the community, children in our police clubs, because we do have the police boys, girls club, and so on. And police children as well.
Right.
So the community, we're asking everybody to come out. We're catering for everybody. Even the people who are more on the reserve side and they may just want to sit on the side and observe or probably play a game of domino, cards, draft, whatever the case may be, we're catering for all
So it's going to be a bit of an activity filled for everyone.
Everybody.
You come out
everybody.
And, even though you don't want to partake or pay interest in the sporting activity, which you should, but you could still come and engage yourself some way or the other.
Yes, you can.
All right.
So we're catering for everybody on that day. So remember, we're inviting members of the public. Mark it on your calendar. It's a public holiday. Come on over to Progress Park on the 30th of May for Police Sports 2024. It's the first time we're bringing it to Progress Park.
All right.
So we are inviting members of the public. Come out. It's free. You do not have to pay to enter. And we promise you.
And it's a way it's a way for the police departments to, of course, to engage with the public also.
Of course.
Certainly a way. Because you maybe say it's going to be a lot of engagement with the public in this particular Police Week activities coming that leads up to it. So it's also a way of getting the public involved and getting to know. Your public can lodge a complaint. You never know. Right?
Yeah, well, we can't turn them down. We're always police officers, you know.
All right.
We're always police officers.
Let's take our first break, and when we come back, we should chat some more. Folks, stay with us. It's To the Point here on Classic Radio GBN TV. We'll be right back after the break.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
On Saturday, May 4th, there will be a shift on the island as the biggest grilling fest in Grenada moves to the big parish. The Maggie King of the Grill competition is at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Come taste the most sumptuous creations from the grill as top chefs and food enthusiasts showcase their culinary skills. Maggie King of the Grill is a festival like no other with live soca music, fun attractions, and games for the entire family. Then from 6 p.m., get a chance to win up to $5,000 cash in bingo. Interested vendors and grillers should call 456-3454 to register. It's the Maggie King of the Grill competition at Progress Park, St. Andrew. Gates open from 12 noon. Bring your appetite and stay tuned to this station for more details.
It's the Maggie King of the Grill 2024. Powered by Maggie, the secret to great cooking. Rubis, the official fuel of King of the Grill. Hunt's, the official barbecue sauce of King of the Grill. Grenada Paper Products. Independence Agencies. Agents for Swiss Products. Grenada Bottling Company. Clark's Coats Cameron Spiced Liqueur. Bryden and Miners. And Waggity Rentals.
Sunshine Promotions is rolling out the red carpet for all mothers. It's a night of love. Saturday, May 11th at the dazzling Radisson Crown Ballroom. The celebration kicks off at 8 p.m. with the show starting at 9 p.m. Promising a night filled with joy, music, and appreciation. Prepare to be swept off your feet with performances from the legendary Mikey Spice. Mikey Spice. The dynamic Lion Paw, the sensational Valine, and the soulful Laura Lisa. It's a lineup that promises an unforgettable night. Get your limited early bird tickets for just $100 EC and ensure you're part of this grand salute to mothers. Tickets available at Giddens Pharmacy in St. George's, Wall Street, Wharf and Grenville, Chucky's Bar, Cass Unisex Boutique, Quick Stop, Pierre's Barbershop in Victoria, Calico Shopping Center in Sates, Rena Mills in Carriacou, Crown Collection, Health Plus Pharmacy Grenville, Heather's Boutique, and GoToFed.com. Stay connected with Sunshine Promotions on Facebook and Instagram for all details. It's a night of love. Saturday, May 11th at the Radisson Crown Ballroom.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to the point here. Classic Radio, GBN TV. Welcome back, Sergeant McLean. So we will continue on highlighting some of the, of course, the activities that are coming up that would actually lead towards the actual Police Week activities coming up. We ended before the break on speaking about the sports coming up, police sports, as we would say. What are some of the other activities that are coming up that would lead us towards the actual week of Police Week?
Okay, so after our police sports, we have also the debates. So we are going to be going into a community near you. We are going to be doing the debates on a knockout basis as well, because we do not have much time to do the
And the debates are also going to be between the clubs?
The debates will be between the clubs, but we are going to invite the community to come out because the topics are going to be issues that are affecting our communities.
Okay.
So you can come out, hear the different arguments, understand the police different perspective, and probably some sort of learning or exchange can take place.
Because there's always interesting information that could be gathered from debates, especially knowing of issues that are happening within our various communities and so forth, and how the police will debate in terms of curving those problems somewhere within the debate.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we will be looking at trending topics. We will not be looking at anything that does not really have any really public interest now.
Yes.
So we were looking at things that would kind of invoke some kind of interest in the activity. So we're going to also share these topics so people will be aware.
Kind of have a preview of what's to come.
Yes.
You know, you already say, let's talk about traffic situation in Grenada.
Yeah, so
that's
we are going to share the information, and we have our social media platforms where we're going to share this information. We're going to share them on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So you can look forward to our topics for the debates. And the debates would be on the 14th, 16th, 21st, and the 24th of May.
All right. And what are the areas that are kicking off in first?
So we're going to look at having on the East Coast and on the West, of course. We have not finalized the exact venues as yet, but all this information will be shared subsequently. Following our debates, we have our divisional days, and as I said earlier, we have them split up into 5 different areas. So we have Eastern Division. They will be on the 21st of May. That's on the Grenville side. On the Western side, we have on the 23rd of May. Central North would be Carnage area. They would be on the 28th of May, and Central South would be South St. George and so on, Grandance area, the 31st of May. And for our Northern District, that's Carriacou, we'll be having a celebration subsequent to the actual police week here, because we would have to go up to execute a police week. A mini police week up there.
Everybody Carriacou separate for some reason.
Carriacou is a special place, so we have to treat them specially.
What are some of the divisional activity? What are some of the highlights in some of the divisional activity?
Okay, so for our divisional day, we are looking to factor in the community as much as possible.
Okay.
Right? So we will have an activity for our police clubs, or we would engage the schools. We ask them to engage the schools and come up with maybe a police wear, something that will depict, something that will spark the interest of the children, have them, because what we see happening sometimes at GT, some adults, unfortunately, they sort of send a bad idea about the police to children. So everything negative that you want to tell a child, you would refer to the police sometimes. I'll make the police put you in jail. I'm going to make the police do you this. And sometimes
can I instill in a bit of fear for some reason, but you don't have to be afraid of the police. Especially for children.
Especially for children.
Yes.
We don't want the children to have that sort of negative perception in their mind of the police, because the police is their friend and we want the best for them.
Yes.
Right? And we want them to be comfortable with us, to share issues and challenges that they may be faced with. So we do not want them to have the police as somebody that they should be afraid of, right? But the police is actually here to help you and to serve you and to be your friend, really.
All right. But you should always have respect for the police.
You should have respect, and the police should have respect for you. So it goes both ways. But at the same time, we do not want our little friends to be fearful of us, because we're not here for them to be afraid of us, right?
All right. Great.
So we want to include them. So we'll have a best depiction of the police wear. So you would have maybe like a mini regular police officer like myself, or a Coast Guard officer, an SSU, maybe somebody in the brown uniform, a commissioner or something of that sort. So we'll have prizes for them.
All right. And that relates to the schools.
That relates to the schools in the divisional day. Divisional.
So when the division of St. Andrew, St. Patrick, and so forth, they were on their day, schools within those particular districts, they will display that.
Right. So they would invite the schools to be a part of it.
Okay, great.
And share the information beforehand so that they can show up at the activity and so on. We're also looking for them to engage with some project in the community. So you look at the needs in your community, in your area, some of the challenges that are faced by that particular division, and you would come up with a project, right? Execute that project prior to the divisional day or on the divisional day. It's up to the division, really.
All right.
And you would come up with a project and execute it, it must be something that will be beneficial to the community.
So are you inviting the community to submit, ideas for
the time is sort of short.
Or is it that the division will take up on their own?
They will take up.
Probably go into communities and find out what is needed to be taken care of. If it's
they
possible.
are already aware. They are already aware because we look at the communities and we know what some of the challenges are in the communities, right?
All right.
So they are already aware. So they would come up with a project to address one of the issues or the challenges that they're faced with. Also included, we are going to look at including the band. The police band is going to come in, serenade with some sweet music, some live band music and all of that at the activity. We're also asking them to include a food court. So you invite maybe people in the community, vendors and so on in the community to be a part of the food court and a mini farmers market.
Okay, so that particular division is responsible for all of that taking place.
The division is responsible for taking care of all of that. All right. They are already preparing and getting up to have them executed. So that covers the divisional day per se. Now, after the divisional day, from the 2nd of June, we have the commencement of the actual week of Police Week.
Yes.
So it begins with a declaration by the Minister of National Security, or Prime Minister, declaring the week open with a televised address. Right? So we will have that on the Sunday morning. That's the 2nd of June. And it will be delivered via our online platforms, TV,
all social media, and
all
so
of
forth.
That. Yeah. So after that declaration, on the same Sunday, we'll be having our church service. So we begin giving thanks and praise to our Most High.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
The church service will be at the Marable Pentecostal Church. So we're also inviting members of the community to come out at the church service with the police and have a wonderful time in the presence of the Lord with us. After the church service, we'll have a route march. So we usually do a march in the community after we execute the church service. So we can look out for that. Members of Maribor and surrounding areas, the police will be in your community. We're inviting you to come out and to be a part of that. On the afternoon of the launch and the church service, we'll be going to Moncton Plainfield.
Okay.
At Moncton Plainfield, we're looking to have serious community engagement. We're going to have the band as well. We're going to have an engagement between the community and the police. So we're going to have a cricket match and a football match. And we're looking to incorporate both communities because we know that we have some challenges in the community of Moncton and Parkleet. Yes. So we're looking as much as possible. We're trying to use sports to probably help with the situation. So we're going to look for members of the community, engage them to form a team, and then we have that afternoon of fun and games, camaraderie, building that kind of community spirit in that particular community. And we're also looking forward. We know Moncton people, they usually show up.
Yes.
Right?
They have a thing for sporting activity up there too.
They do.
I know.
So we're looking forward to them coming out and having a bumper time, and we want to have a nice, peaceful, tranquil Moncton and Parkleet. We want people to live in unity, We're living in modern times. All this kind of back and forth and, contention is really not necessary. So we want to bring them together. All right. We want to curb some
and, process like that could be ongoing also,
Yes,
it's not only just for the Police Week activities. Probably, the various departments could look into an ongoing. Sometimes whatever may have transpired from the activity taking place there could be something of a regular the departments could probably think about.
That's right. Well, even now, GT, prior to our Police Week, we have a lot of community engagement going on. Yeah. So we're kind of building on that as well. And we expect it to continue after, because it's going on right now as we speak. So community policing is a thing for us. We're heavy on it, we're big on it, we're pushing it because we know with the community involvement in law enforcement, we can really, really, really achieve some.
Yeah, we could get that downward curve in terms of some of the activity that are taking place. We can have some
really positive results if the public is really involved with us, because we want them to be involved with us. If the public can help the police do their duty, because you know what's happening on the ground. The police is not always there, but the community is always around. Somebody is always seeing what's happening. So you are in a better position to help us, to protect you, to serve you. All right. So that is the vibe we're kind of pushing.
Because, those engagements helps to develop that relationship with the police and various communities and the public as a whole. Because, it's not like seeing the police over there and the other folks within the communities here. Yeah. Coming together and getting involved could create that partnership that you want. And that could serve to to help a whole lot in some of the problems that coexist.
Yes,
you know,
because we live in the communities too.
Yeah,
we're police officers, but we're humans, and we exist in the communities, and we want our communities to be safe. We want our communities to be crime free. I mean, it cannot be 100%, but as much as possible, we want it to be minimal.
You know,
right?
I understand. You know, just that the police presence does make a whole lot of difference.
Of course,
it do make a whole lot of difference.
Of course. And once we have that kind of bonding or that kind of merging, that kind of meshing between the public and the police, because sometimes, GT, we may talk a lot about the community coming on board with us, coming on board. Once the community understands that the police is approachable, I can reach out to that police officer, I can call that person and say, I have an issue with this, and I can get some sort of help, you know. And if the public understands that they can get that kind of feedback and that kind of relationship with us, it will really mean a lot to them.
It's also one of the problems, available. You know, it's also one of the problems that we see communities have. I always get the impression that the police is not approachable for regular conversation or engagement.
Yeah.
They only think they only approachable when an issue occurs. And you know, if that could be mended in some way or the other, it can make a whole lot of difference.
Yes, it can.
All right.
So, moving on, after our wonderful evening in Longton, we're going to have the Monday, that is the 3rd of June, we have our wreath laying ceremony.
Yes.
And our wreath laying ceremony will be a solemn activity. It will pay homage to our officers or fallen officers from the year 2019 up to 2023.
Yes.
So on that afternoon, we're going to invite members of the community whose family were police officers and they passed away in the line of duty or while they were serving in the RGPF between 2019 up to 2023. So that activity would be at the Botanical Gardens. We will have a guard of honor formed by police officers, and then we'll have a section of the police band again, and also officers would be going to lay wreaths in memory of our fallen officers.
Okay, interesting.
So we're not going to be leaving them out as well. They're always in our hearts.
You can't. The memory of them, their memory always have to be remain in our minds on hearts as always.
Of course. Also, on that note, we've also had some activities named after fallen police officers.
Okay.
So, for instance, I mentioned earlier the Brenty Thomas obstacle course.
Yes.
So that is an activity that Brenty took part in while he was a member of the force. So that was named in honor of him. And also, our football competition this year would be named after a former police officer, Corporal Rodney George.
All right.
He died in a very sad way. He died doing what he loved, actually. He was playing football.
Okay, yes, I remember that.
Our knockout football competition this year would be named after Rodney George.
Right.
So it would be the Rodney George knockout football competition.
Okay, great.
All right, so after our solemn moment on Monday, as our wreath laying ceremony, we go on to the Night of the Ranks.
Yeah.
And Night with a K. So the Night of the Ranks is a social activity for police officers below the rank of inspector. So inspector downwards,
yes,
we have that special evening for them. We're planning a banger. So it's not going to be the Night of the Ranks as the years gone by. It's going to be different this year. But it is for police officers and specially invited guests.
No details on that to come. I guess you're holding that kind of
an internal one. So it's an internal one. So we cater for police officers and our specially invited guests.
Okay,
right?
Good. All right.
So that one would be internal, but it's a huge activity that we look forward to as the lower ranks in the police forces.
All right. Let's take another break, and when we come back, we discuss some more in terms of the activities coming up for Police Week at 21. Of course, we'll continue from where we left off. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. Don't touch your dial here on Classic Radio GBN TV.
Mark your calendars, football fanatics. The GFA is turning 100 this year, and we're ready to celebrate. It's GFA's Legends Weekend, a 3-day extravaganza, kicking off on Friday, May 3rd, and running all the way till Sunday, May 5th. Witness history in the making. The Caribbean taking on the world in a clash of legendary international footballers on Sunday, May 5th at the electrifying Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Get ready to roar with the crowd as iconic legends like Emmanuel Adebayor, El Haj Diouf, Alex Song, Michael Essien, Luis El Matador Hernandez, Shaka Hislop, Asamoah Gyan, Ricardo Bibi Gardner, Russell Latapi, Shallery Joseph, Jason Roberts, Dexter Daps, and a whole host of superstars players light up the pitch. From breathtaking goals to unforgettable memories, GFA's Legends Weekend promises an epic celebration of football you won't want to miss. Keep your eyes peeled on GFA's social media for the full squad reveal. GFA's Legend Weekend. Be there.
In honor of the Grenada 50th Independence, the Royal Grenada Police Force Band presents the second annual Mother's Night Out. Mother's Night Out. The concerts all going down on Sunday, May 12th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Featuring live from TNT. It's crazy.
Time to come. America will have a black president.
John King.
How many more?
June Lodge. Together with the Hitman Inspector, Valine Ned, Samantha Dixon, Alex Phillip, Shane, Innocent, General PP, Kareem, Alexis, Ron Barry, the African Man, and much more. Dress code elegant. It's Mother's Night Out, the Grenada Trade Center from 5 p.m. on Sunday, May 12th. Lots of giveaways and prizes to be won. Champagne and roses on entry. You don't want to miss this amazing experience for mothers. Your tickets only $70 and are available from Kittens Pharmacy in Grand Dance and Grenville, Grenadian Optical, the Police Band House, Police Canteen. Make this a date for mothers.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, well, especially those of you via social media platforms. Good morning once again, and thanks for being with us this morning. Of course, Sergeant McLean, welcome back once again. With this morning, our conversation, of course, we're talking about your Police Week activities coming up. Is it going to be within the month of June? Yes, the actual date within the month of June?
The actual week is in June.
In June.
June 2nd to 8th.
Yes, so the actual week is within the month of June.
Yeah.
All right, so Police Week. So we'll continue on some of the activities that are coming up for that will be specific for that particular week. Let's continue on that line.
All right, so we left off on Night of the Ranks. Now we're going on to an engagement with our retirees. Mm-hmm. So you see how we're going there? We're factoring everybody.
All folks, whether you're not in the force anymore, but you are a police officer, now we're going to retirees.
Now we're going to retirees, right? So we are planning a very special activity for our retirees because they are very special to us.
And they still play a particular role still for some way or the other, you understand?
Yes,
their experience and so forth, do play an aspect of the force still.
They paved the way for many persons like us, right? So we are very, very much appreciative of their contribution. They gave off a lot of their time, their effort. They could have chosen a different profession.
I agree.
But they chose to serve. So we are in turn going to show appreciation to them for their service, right? They also, even if they're retired, they also serve as advisors, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They still play an important role for some because their experience from some way or the other, being part of the force for the number of years that they've been there, they may have experience. So sometimes there's an aspect of going back to them and ask a question or two, or ask their advice in some way in terms of.
We can't afford to let that wealth of knowledge,
you certainly can't.
So we usually we engage with them from time to time. We appreciate our retirees, and in honor, in a special, meaningful way, we're going to have an activity for them.
There's a saying that once a police, always a police.
Yeah.
Once a police, always a police.
We're going to have that activity on the Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be sort of like an activity starting at 10 in the morning. Okay. So we're going to have a guard of honor.
All right.
We're going to have like our senior retirees take the eyes right, inspect the guard of honor. And after they do the inspection of the Guard of Honor, we're going to take them on a nostalgic tour of the city. So we're going to utilize the train and a bus, of course, for those who are hesitant to go to the train. So we're going to utilize these and take them on a tour. So we're going to take them from the police canteen because a lot of memories really in that particular area, the barrack on Melville Street. Right? So we're going to begin the tour right there. And then we take them up to Fort George, take a stop at the present police headquarters. We go down to old CID. We go across to the Carenage to our new police headquarters that we're about to move in.
Soon to be moving into, yes.
We take them to the central police station, the fire station, and then we take them all the way back. So we take you on that tour, right? After the tour, we have a special luncheon for them as well. And we're going to have a wonderful afternoon with them. and we have a special token to give them on the day. Something that they would always remember the police. Well, we know they will remember, but we just want them to have that so they could always remember that they matter.
A form of appreciation.
Yes.
A form of appreciation.
Yes. So we're also going to do that for them on that day.
All right.
So that would be on the 5th of June. That's within the week itself. On the Thursday, we're going to have an engagement with the School for Special Education.
All right.
Because I think June is also the month of special needs. So we're going to engage with them. We're going to have a walk, and we're going to make a donation to that institution.
All right. Wonderful idea.
Yes. So we're going to factor them in as well, because they are a part of our society. They matter to us, and we have their best interests at heart. So after we have that special activity with the School for Special Education on the Thursday, that's the 6th of June, on the Friday, another private event, the Commissioner's Cocktail.
All right.
Right. So that would be on the Friday. Not too much information again. And to culminate the week, we'll have a Police Week dance. And tentatively, we're looking to have it somewhere in St. Patrick's.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to have police dance. Over the years has been a significant event. A lot of people would look forward to it. It's the safest.
Never attended though, but
you should. You should. You don't have to look over your shoulder when you're in that dance duty.
I never attended a police dance, but
so that would be the safest dance of the year.
So true. So
right?
true. There's a worry-less dance.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
No,
nothing
the
to
good
worry
old
about.
Goldies music and all of that, rocking along. So that will be on the 8th of June.
All right.
Right, at a venue that we will, of course, circulate later. Yeah. So we're doing all the fine-tuning now, and during the week, well, we started advertising some of the events already, but it will get heavier as the time progresses, and some of the events are already finalized in terms of venue and so on.
Right.
So as soon as we have that down pack,
we'll send that information.
Yeah, sure.
You did mention in the initial stages of the conversation, this year's activity is sort of special because it coincides with our 50th anniversary of independence. The significance, besides what other significant event that folks should probably look out for, especially for Police Week 2024?
Well, outside of the sporting activities where we invite all members of the community or major sports, we are looking forward to one-on-one engagement. So, for instance, we have our weekly, like this, for instance, this particular program that we have in this forms part of our community engagement, right? Mm-hmm. But outside of that, stations and departments, they have their responsibility to go out to the communities and to come up with creative ways to meet the community, to engage them, to listen to their concerns and come up with solutions or probably mechanisms that can help with dealing with some of the challenges that they face. So whether it is going to the schools, the churches, doing presentations, having sit-downs with people who may be having issues, maybe neighbors who are having trouble, and you don't want things to escalate, different ways and means of the police. So we were going to continue in that vein, right? We're going to admonish our members or officers to really take it seriously, because we have the the community policing trust.
Yes.
And we are so serious about it, and so it's so dear to us that we actually have a senior officer responsible for that, and he's going around engaging with the different stations and departments on initiatives that he can take. So one of the things that they're big on is having like a police CAB, Citizens Advisory Body.
Yes.
So that is a body of members of the community. No police officers, only maybe the officer in charge would be involved on the board, but not to have like the leading say, because we want the community
to be part of that, especially. Right. So heads within a particular community.
Right. So we have leaders within the community forming that body, and they are sort of like an advisor to the police. So they're like the bridge between the community and the police, in essence. So if the community knows that you're a member of the CAB for their community, they can come to you. Listen, this is some of the issues that we're faced with. If they don't want to go to the police directly, and probably you can be that medium, take it to the police, maybe we offer some suggestions, offer some assistance, or whatever the case may be, to kind of help curb that problem in that particular community.
All right. So community engagement is going to be something one of the chief highlights. Between this
that is what we're going to. That is what we're going to push, and we're asking some of the stations, departments who do not have any cabs or crime management team or any of that sort. So. Sort of create one. So we have some active ones like the St. Paul's and so on, community, the Citizens Advisory Body. So some of the stations and departments in the divisions who do not have one, we're advising them that they can create one, because it means a lot for us. And it will only all go well for the police force when we can get that kind of understanding from the public, their perspective, not just having a police mindset, having an understanding and appreciation from members of the public about issues that peers like themselves are faced with, so that the police can, work around with them.
Oh, great. Seeing that lapse between after 2019, that was the last police week that took place, 2020 to where at now. With so much things that has taken place between that time and now, you may need a police month next year. Because
indirectly it's a month, but we just say police week.
Police week, but you may need a police month, because I'm sure 2025 pops in. There'll be some other engagements that the force may want to get into.
Yes.
And I just said a week is just never enough, even though there's other things that are happening prior.
Yeah.
You understand? But a week is just maybe not enough.
Well, we may not be able to have a month, because the police all.
I know you're always working.
Our are heavy, and then we have Carnival coming up, and we have the hurricane season upon us.
Probably got to put it a little bit earlier in the year. You never know.
Well, earlier in the year would be Independence.
Yeah.
So it's really tight.
There's always
Prior to that,
always have something to do with the police.
The police is always busy, so we get to squeeze in that 1 week. Yeah, because we have to prepare for coming Carnival. We have a lot of activities to police. Prior to Carnival, during Carnival, and then the hurricane season is upon us, so we have to be prepared and be,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so we have to be very cautious with the length of time that we take for the celebration.
So let me say this to our listeners and viewers. Of course, you've been listening to Sergeant McLean this morning, and she's speaking a whole lot about the activities that are coming up for police. Maybe you are a listener out there this morning. I hope I could, if I throw this out, and there's a particular initiative that you would like the police to be part of. During the week of the week of activities coming up, or you say, hey, I think the police could come to my community and have a discussion with us as it relates to that. She probably could put into consideration, speak to the superiors and see if that could happen. So you can give us a call, 435-2041, 435-2041, and if any question you have that relates to the police week activities coming up, something you may have heard that you want to be a little bit more clarification on, feel free to do so also, 435-2041. So McLean, maybe we could get on the lighter side. You've taken part in the netball and thing.
When I was much younger, because I came into the police force very early. I was 18 in the police force, right? So I've been around a little while.
All right.
And in the early years, when you were free, young, wild, and free, you take part in all the activities. I've been in road races, I've been netball, athletics, and so on. But now the bones are getting kind of rusty.
Young lady like that speaking about bones.
You start getting a little heavier, so the joints can jump again.
Understand.
So, but it was really, really an exciting time for us, and we have a new set of police officers. We have 3 batches who may not have experienced police week in its true sense, so they're excited.
Because I was just about to ask you a question related to that, the enthusiasm from the various clubs. What are the enthusiasm?
The enthusiasm is high. It's high because they have that kind of rivalry among them.
Yes.
It's a kind of rivalry that creates a kind of camaraderie in a sense, but the stakes are, the excitement is high. It's building. People are excited. People are asking questions when this is happening, when that's happening. The interest is there. Members of the force are really, really excited. They're looking forward to it. In fact, day before, an officer was making a suggestion. One of the young officers, he was like, I've never experienced police week before. He's looking forward to it, and he made a suggestion. He was asking if there would be any shooting competition, any drill competition, and another aspect of competition. And I was saying to him, no, we do not have them. We're looking to have a shooting competition this year. I'm not sure if we'll be able to execute it.
Okay.
But there's a possibility it may happen. But when he spoke about the drills and the other initiative, I said, you see, it's a good thing that they're interested. So they're sending out ideas that we could probably factor in the upcoming police week celebration.
Coming up again.
And these are all things that we do in our daily functions as police officers. We drill, we shoot, all these things. So that young person, it was really impressive for me that he can make that sort of suggestion.
Because, you know, when individuals factor in ideas like that, it takes the load off the chief organizers themselves, you know, understand? Because sometimes there are things that you may never think about.
Of course.
You understand? And when these individuals factor in ideas like that, it certainly helps and improve the overall quality of officers themselves, knowing that their ideas were able to get implemented, or they had a voice in terms of you know, in sharing ideas in terms of activities that could have taken place. And certainly they're happy about that.
Yes, and also in relation to Police Week would not be able to be ran off without any support.
Yes.
So we have engaged a number of stakeholders in the community, a number of entities, businesses, and so far we've received positive feedbacks from some of them, and we're looking to confirm with others. So just permit me to just shout out Digital this morning. Digital is on board with us so far.
Hope the one is going to have to pay for promotion.
And the Grenada Cooperative Bank, especially Grenada Cooperative Bank. Whenever the police reaches out to them, they just never really hesitate to help us, you know. And they have already indicated that they made their contribution, and we're truly grateful to them for ensuring that sort of camaraderie happens between the police, among police officers, and also with members of the community. And while we're on that GT, allow me to just mention quickly the police band. We have coming up on the 12th of May, we have a concert coming up at the Grenada Trade Center.
Yes.
And it's also in honor of Grenada's Golden Jubilee as well. So it's one of the most affordable concerts. Some others say we know we have a lot of competing events, but the police band offers a special activity. You get live band music from all of the artists. You don't have any DJ and so backing you up and all of that. And you get a really good show. You get your money's worth. You get natural talent. You get good voices. I mean, when you go to a police band concert, it's simply out of this world. It's the kind of event you want to attend. You know, some type of event you go and there's DJ playing and this kind of thing. You don't get that. There's a different feel when you listen to a live band. Yeah, you get a different vibe. And the best playing band in the land. So we're just inviting people to come out. We know usually we have sold out events, but still we're asking you to get your tickets now, so you avoid having to lose out on a good seat or a good space, because we're having it at the Grenada Trade Center. So be sure to be there.
All right. And we do have a caller, of course, maybe want to share some information with us this morning as relates to the events coming up. Hey, caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to say good morning to the police officer, and I have a question, something to throw out for her.
Go right ahead, please, caller.
Okay, I would like to throw this to the police officer. Why do they not organize, like for the ex-police officers, men and women, like say on a month end, they have a special bus taking them to the bank, or, you know, taking them to doctor and these other things, you know, for them to get around, because sometimes, there are times a lot of them don't have a family and they don't have any means and way of getting around. So, you know, I would like to, you know, like if the police force could, you know, organize something like that for all the ex-policemen and women.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And certainly, that's an interesting, of course,
so actually, it takes a different twist to a pet peeve that I've had. I've always spoken to people in higher authority about having a buddy system within the police force. So you have a serving member of the force being buddies with a former member of the force. So I would also take the idea of the bus or having a vehicle to transport them. I would take that back to my superiors, but I've also championed the cause for having a buddy system. So if I have a buddy who's a retiree, probably in my community or somewhere close, whenever that person needs some assistance, I can always reach out to them. I take my vehicle, I go to get the groceries for them, I pay the bills, or I take them to the doctor, I take them to the hospital, you know. So having that buddy, so I know that my buddy is this person, that person knows I am their buddy, we have this kind of connection, and we assist them where necessary. So I'm very appreciative for that suggestion, and I will definitely take it back to my superiors. And I know some of them are listening.
It's been done to a point already, but I've wasted, I guess the individual is thinking of ways to be in a structured way, improving it even more than it's already.
And I know some of my superiors may be listening, so they're taking notes as well.
They took note of that. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good Good morning to my officer. Good morning to DC. The officer should know who's speaking. That's Miss Jacob. I love my police, and you know what they should come to all you too? You know those senior citizen police, and when they get senior citizens they bring them on the beach. A beach bath is very good. Not so, officer?
Yes.
Yeah, man. The beach bath is very good. Oh, God, I am doing a lovely walk. I had to call me by and let me send the happy thing to the police sportsman. I should have been a police, but I used to train under Rose Jacob when she go on train. I could do all the training those police and them doing this. At my age, I could do it still.
All right, Ms. Jacob, thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Have a good one.
Officer, God bless you. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, 435-2041. Let's take our final break, and we come back. We probably still can entertain some more calls and probably get just a little bit of course, maybe a repeat of some of the activities coming up again before we take a wrap this morning. Sure. Let's take a break, folks. We're coming right back. Don't touch it out.
How do you choose your toilet paper? Just because it's soft and nice. That's how I choose my toilet paper. Made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherish space of Harbor Bay. Super value every day. The price
at the toss, and this is exactly where the head-to-head stands. 9 apiece to both these sides. And when you talk about Hyderabad, it is Sunrisers Hyderabad who lead 3-1. And in the last 4 years, since 2021, it's Rajasthan Royals who have won more game, maybe one more game than the boys in orange. Yeah, coming to the business end of the Tata IPL 2024. 8 wins, sitting atop, and one more victory, and you can put Q against their name to Rajasthan Royals. Sunrisers Hyderabad, as I said, a bit cold in the last 2 games. Their batting didn't fire. In fact, they were bundled out for 134 in the last game, just outside that cut line at the moment. As I said, the boys in pink have won 4 on the bounce. They've chased everything down. They've never lost a game this season chasing. Whereas the boys from Hyderabad, they lost the last 2. RCB first at home and against CSK away. Pitch number 3, used for the first time this season. Very similar when you look at the texture. No blade of grass to the one they played against RCB. One can say it's a touch harder than that surface. What will it have? Runs or a bit of turds? The dimensions to the left of the screen, 64 meters, slightly skewed on the other side, 61 meters, hit down the ground, 73 meters, 70 and 69 to long off and long on if you're a right-hander. Toss a while earlier in the presence of Brent Swan and Shakti Singh, the match referee. It was won by Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they won 4 matches batting first, and they chose to bat. Alongside, I've got Sunny G to take you through the Sunrisers Hyderabad team and bat
The secret to great cooking. Rubis, the official fuel of King of the Grill. Hunts, the official.
Good evening, everybody, and look at that opening pair. Travis said Abhishek Sharma, they have really destroyed opening the bowlers. Anmol Preet coming in at number 3, Nitish, another very fine prospect, and Klaasen, all class when he hits those big shots. Samat yet to live up to his potential, but a dangerous batter, as is Shahbaz Ahmad, and we know that Marco Janssen taken primarily for,
of course, Sergeant McLean, and we're talking about the activities that are coming up that relates to Police Week, the pre-events, and of course the actual events for the week of Police Week. We do have a caller. Let's entertain our caller because we're probably in our final segment of the program this morning. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, and good morning to your guests. It's not directly related to Police Week, but just an observation. Police officers, by law, is entitled to pre-medical attention. Well, that's up to a point. But when I realized that if a police officer gave his entire life because someone in comedy in work young, if they resign at 60, you realize that their entire life is given to serve the country. And after they retire, then your medical, you're on your own. And sometimes policing, the work is like in the night, midnight, through the night, and a lot of standing. And that affects persons, officers. And when they need the help, what you find happening? They get no help. Because why? They retire. So I think that there should be consideration from the police welfare or whosoever that there should be, make recommendation to the government or whoever, so that police officer could be, they could be given that attention after they have retired. Two, the police force now should be considering a pension scheme for police officers, not from government. Apart from the welfare and police benefits, there should be, and police officer will be happy to contribute to that scheme, so that when they retire, apart from what they're going to get from government, they have something to get from the police force. I think that should be looked into. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if there's a response you want to share.
Well, I'll just say I'm thankful for the suggestions. In relation to the medical part of it, we have a police medical plan. Yes. So even if after you leave the service, you can remain on that plan, and it's very affordable. Okay. Very, very affordable. It is $42 a month. So members who are not aware, they can, when you're preparing for retirement, just factor that in, that you can remain on the medical plan and receive all the benefits as a serving police officer.
Maybe I should get on the plan.
So I just want to encourage persons, if you're not a part of it, then you should get on board, especially so you can remain on board after you retire. Okay. In the meantime, but the suggestions are taken and are noted.
All right, great. So, of course, we just have approximately 3 minutes left on today's program. A quick recap of the activities, of course, maybe the main ones that you want to highlight for time's sake. Yes. Before we take a wrap.
I want to highlight, as I said, we're going to have a bumper time in Progress Park. So make sure you all come down on the 30th of May at 10 o'clock, Progress Park, Telescope, between Telescope and Paradise, yes. St. Andrew. You know where that area is, right? So come on, we have things for everybody. So we have athletics, we have games corner, we have cricket, domino and cards and so on. We have a children's corner, so we're catering for everyone. We have eats and drinks on sale, and entry is absolutely free. So we're inviting everybody. It's a holiday. Take your entire family and come on over to Progress Park.
As we said, police sports.
Police sports. Right. You will laugh your belly out. Listen, it promises to be really exciting. So we're inviting everyone to come on out. We also have our dance on the day of the week on the 8th of June. Right. The venue, of course, will circulate it later on, but we're inviting everyone to come out and be a part of that. We also have our community outreach at Moncton, and we're asking all members of the community, Moncton, Parklet, surrounding areas, Maribor, come together. Let us show that community spirit and that camaraderie in the community. Let's fix all the issues that we have. Let's trash out some of the issues. Let's mend some of the challenges that we have through sports, right? Okay. And we're asking everyone to come out, and that is from 2 p.m. on the Sunday, 2nd of June. We also have our church service at the Maribor Pentecostal Church, following which we'll have a route match. So we're asking all members of the community again to come out, be a part of the church service. Right. Join the police in your community, because we're here to serve you. And of course, all the other activities that we have our sports, or cricket, or netball, or football. These are activities leading up to the actual week itself. You're free to come to spectate, to cheer on your favorite player, your favorite team, and we're inviting all members of the community. Come on board. We have the divisional days. We will advertise them as time goes on. You look for them on our social media platforms, and we're inviting every one of you in the community to come out. We have special things in store for our community members, because we appreciate you so much, and we're looking forward to working with you to make a safer Grenada.
All right. Once again, Sergeant McLean, I of course wish you all the best for the rest of the day, and I wish the entire force successful Police Week activities to come, and best wishes once again.
Thank you so much, GT. It was my pleasure being here, and I look forward to.
Always a pleasure to have you also. Hey folks, that's how we take a wrap for today's program. Thanks to all who of course was with us this morning, in terms of those of you via our social media platform, those of you who sat at home and you listened, those of you who called in, of course, and shared some suggestions. Thank you so much. Join us again for another edition of To The Point. That's why I say goodbye for today.